you should. I have done lots of things. I'm 60 years old. One of the reasons that I have embraced Bitcoin with the religious passion and the ideological fervor that I have is because I had the opportunity to do things in my 20s and my 30s and my 40s and my 50s. You know, and what you find is that it's very challenging to change the world operationally. Most of my great ideas I thought were infallible, but it turned out that they didn't work out the way I thought they would. In fact, if you invent a new product, a new service, a new whatever, there's a 90% chance over 5 years it'll fail. If you invest in Bitcoin on your balance sheet, there's a 90% chance over 5 years it'll succeed. As I push out to the 30 or 40-year time frame, there's a 99% chance every operational idea fails, and there's a 99% chance every financial idea that rests upon a foundation of Bitcoin succeeds. So don't confuse ambition with accomplishment, right? Keep in mind that the property company, the company that owns the Bitcoin, is looking at a 30 to 60% ARR every year. You're growing 30, 40, 50% if you do nothing. Now think about every operational business, your restaurant, your hotel, your whatever. You get up on day one of the year and then you're going to grow the business 30% every year for the next 20 years. It's been done by 7 companies. We call them the Magnificent Seven. There's 400 million that tried. So in this particular case, make sure that when you come up with a strategy, focus on it. You know, don't get distracted. The 11th way to wealth is through equity. What does that mean? It means share your opportunity with investors willing to share your risk. A company can do this. An individual cannot do this. Metaplanet has done this. Metaplanet went from 10 million to a $5 billion market cap with the partnership of their equity investors. Without their equity investors, they're nothing. My company went from a $1 billion enterprise to a $100 billion enterprise with the help of our equity investors. What are you doing? Right? You have the company, you have the strategy, you offer them the opportunity. Right? What you're really, if you're a dentist and you make $200,000 a year in cash flow, you can buy 200,000 of Bitcoin every year for 20 years. And that's not a bad idea. You'll be the richest dentist on your block. But you can incorporate the dental practice, get it valued at 5 times cash flow, get $1 million value, sell 33% of it for $500,000. Take the $500,000, invest in Bitcoin today, wait a year, raise another $500,000 at a double market cap, 2, 3, 4 times NAV, invest that, wait another year, raise $3 million, invest that, you'll be the first billionaire dentist on your block. And what did you do differently? You partnered with someone else and you cut them in, right? That's what Strategy's done. That's what Metaplanet's done. That's what Semler's doing. You can do it. The 12th way to wealth is through credit. What does that mean? It means there are a lot of people in the world that are afraid of the future. There are a lot of people that want to protect their money or they want a small yield. In Japan, corporate bonds yield 50 basis points. In the US, investment grade bonds yield 400 or 500 basis points. When you as a corporation give creditors certainty, you give them a fixed coupon, you give them a fixed dividend, and you give them seniority in your capital structure, you turn that risk into yield. You're giving them certainty, security, yield, and what you're getting back is the capital. The world's full of people. I'm a retiree. I want a guaranteed 8%. I don't want to lose my money. If you give them that proposition, you're going to get the money and it's going to compound at 30 to 60%. The worst case is you're capturing the 22% spread, but it's compounding up with all the capital up front. And so credit sometimes is a bad word, but at the end of the day, you as the individual creating a company can create credit. If I want to be the billionaire dentist on the block, I incorporate, I sell some equity, I sell some of my future, I get the stock up, and then I go borrow some money, or I sell a preferred stock or some instrument to someone that wants less risk, less return, more certainty, and I rock back and forth. And the goal is not to take $200,000 of cash flow a year or $50,000 of cash flow a year and invest over 20 years. The goal is to accelerate 100 times as much money through proper financing on my corporate entity now and invest it in the world's greatest asset, which is Bitcoin.
Oh my God. He's talking about some wonderful
Here we have 13, way 13. 13 is not always a happy number. I use the word compliance. You should create the best company you can create within the rules of your market. Every market is different. But think about this. Public companies have special rights. They can issue equity and debt. Trust companies have other special rights. They're more tax efficient. Insurance companies have special rights. They can reinvest annuities and they can assume risk and they can create very tax efficient vehicles. A broker-dealer has special rights. An exchange has special rights. The bank has special rights. A bank can take $1 million of capital and print $20 million worth of fiat currency. They can lever 20 to 1. Okay, that's an advantage. So while compliance sounds like a difficult word, if you create a company and you understand the rules of the road in the market you function in, you can create a special, very, very productive enterprise, and then you can use the power of that enterprise in order to raise capital, invest in Bitcoin, and create wealth. So it's more intricate, but if you have the talent to do it, it will allow you to go faster and further. 14, capitalization. Your goal is to raise and reinvest capital relentlessly, as fast as you can, as much as you can, as fast as you can. The velocity compounds the wealth. So, you create that practice, the small hotel, you incorporate, you sell 10% of the equity, you buy Bitcoin, Bitcoin goes up, the value of the hotel goes up, you sell 20%, you buy more Bitcoin, the value of the enterprise goes up, you borrow a little bit of money, you buy Bitcoin, the value of the enterprise goes up. You're continually raising capital. You have cash flow, you buy Bitcoin. You have treasury assets, you buy Bitcoin. You have a house that doesn't have a mortgage on it, okay, well, good for you. You can borrow money at 6%, invest it it's been going up 80% for the past year. So you can capture, even if you're looking at 30 or 20% ARR, you're borrowing at 6, you're investing at 20, you're capturing the spread, it's compounding. This is a race to capitalize on Bitcoin. He who has the most Bitcoin at the end of the game wins.
Hey, he's gonna win, man. You guys are gonna win. He's breaking the rules for his own game.
Communication. No one's going to give you money if they don't trust you. The creditors won't give you, they won't take or give you a loan, they won't buy your bond, they won't buy your preferred stock. The equity investors won't buy your stock. No one will do business with you, employees, vendors, they're not going to trust you. You must speak with candor, you must act with transparency. You should repeat that often, using every modern digital channel. You don't need a complicated strategy to build wealth in the Bitcoin universe. You simply need a straightforward one that everyone else understands. Once they understand what you're going to do, They will support you, and then they will make you successful. So communicate. Way number 16 is commitment. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. A lot of people discovered Bitcoin before me. People discovered it in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. And then they went on to build Yo-Yo Coin. And then they went on to build the thing to juggle the Bitcoin. And then they went on to write the book about how smart they are about having discovered the Bitcoin. And then they created the business and they got a board of directors that made them sell the Bitcoin. Right? So, commitment to the Bitcoin. The Bitcoin is the idea. Don't feed the trolls. When people cack at you online and tell you you're stupid, don't argue with them. Don't chase, by the way, don't get distracted by your good ideas. Don't chase your good ideas. Satoshi gave you an idea worth half of everything on earth. The most common mistake entrepreneurs make is they fall in love with their own idea and then they chase it. You have the world's greatest idea, the greatest idea in the history of the human race. It's there. You're living during an age where the majority of the planet doesn't get it. All you have to do is figure out how to capitalize it right now. But there will be a million other ideas. Don't fight lost causes. Choose your battles. Don't try to fix stuff, beyond your reach. You might have an opinion about this and that and the other thing, and it might make you really mad, and you might be burning about it, and you might think, this is just awful. All that is true. I agree with you. But the truth is, the world probably doesn't care what you think. And unless you can stop the war yourself, and if you can stop the war, you know you can do that, then you should focus on that. But if you can't, then don't take your own success for granted. Avoid deluded distractions. Way number 17, deliver consistent, precise, reliable execution. Be relentless. Don't take your customer for granted. Don't take your security for granted. Don't take your success for granted. Laser-like focus. The world wants perfection from you. Or when I first got to DuPont, they said you are allowed up to, but not including, one mistake. Okay, so maybe you think you can juggle 10 razor blades and do 20 things while you opine on 50 topics on Twitter X, right? The person you're competing with is laser-like focused, and the marketplace will shift to whoever is laser-like focused. Adaptation. Over a long enough timeline, every counterparty will fail, including you. Over 100 years, everybody you trust, every bank, every company, everything, every structure that works now will fail. You will need to adapt. A wise person is prepared to abandon their baggage at several times along the road of life. So be prepared, have a plan, work it now, be monitoring it every quarter, every year, and at some point, when that is no longer the right path, don't be ashamed to change the path. Have a succession plan, keep your affairs in order. Way 19, evolution. Build on your core strengths, leverage your strongest assets. Your goal is graceful evolution, not radical mutation, right? If you happen to have skill in a culture, in a capital market, in a thing, you want a business that grows based upon leveraging that. When you get over your skis and you decide to go do something in a totally random new area, the risk of that execution goes up by 100-fold. Way 20, advocacy. Inspire others to walk the Bitcoin path. Become an evangelist for economic freedom. The more individuals, corporations, governments, institutions, cities, leaders embrace Bitcoin, the more likely you are to succeed, the more likely they are to succeed, the more likely Bitcoin is to succeed, the more likely the human race is to succeed.
All right.
21. The way to wealth is through generosity. When you are successful, and you will be successful, get up every morning and spread happiness, share security, deliver hope to those less fortunate than you. You found the path first. You found the way first. You should spread good karma. Make sure that you're delivering that to your employees, your family, your friends, your customers, your investors, and your community. They will see that glow. They will respect you. They will support you. They will be inspired by you. They will follow you. It's good for you, good for business, good for Bitcoin, good for the world. And I'm going to end with this final thought. You know, 16 years later, and $2 trillion of proof later, and after who knows how many millions of pages of wisdom have been delivered to the world, I'm able to give you this speech. But someone much greater than me, Satoshi, with none of that information, with none of that proof, with none of that time, said this many, many years ago. The most important 12 words in the English language. It might make sense to get some in case it catches on. I'm here because of all of you, and I look forward to seeing you next year.
Wow, this has been sensational. We are not just making history today. Oh no, we are truly celebrating and inspiring each and every one of you. I really know that I'm going to be going home with so many words of wisdom. It's unfathomable. So guys, we are nearing the end of today. Have you had the most incredible time here in Vegas? Woo! I am somehow almost finished on this stage as well. 3 days of walking up and down, bringing as much energy as possible. So guys, thank you so much for being incredible. We've got a bit of music now, and then I'll be back for a few final words for you guys. So I'll see you soon.